Introduction. As we have already discussed that modern biological classification has its root in the work of Carolus Linnaeus, who grouped species according to shared physical characteristics. According to five-kingdom classification, living organisms are classified into Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. We have already discussed Kingdom Monera. Now we will study Protista and Fungi.
Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand the characters of Kingdom Protista, find the characters of Chrysophytes, Dinoflagellates, Euglenoids, slime molds, and Protozoans under Protista. Understand the characters of Kingdom Fungi, and understand the characters of Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, and Deuteromycetes. Kingdom Protista. Protists, a diverse group of eukaryotic microorganisms. All single-celled eukaryotes are placed under Protista, but the boundaries of this kingdom are not well defined. The term Protista was first used by Ernst Haeckel in 1866. The protists' simple organization, either they are unicellular or they are multicellular without specialized tissues. This simple cellular organization distinguishes the protists from other eukaryotes such as fungi, animals, and plants. Being eukaryotes, the protistan cell body contains a well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. Some have flagella or cilia. Protists reproduce asexually and sexually by a process involving cell fusion and zygote formation. Protists live in almost any environment that contains liquid water. Many protists, such as the algae, are photosynthetic and are vital primary producers in ecosystems, particularly in the ocean as part of the plankton. Other protists, such as the kinetoplastids and apicomplexa, are responsible for a range of serious human diseases such as malaria and sleeping sickness. They may be divided into Chrysophytes, Dinoflagellates, Euglenoids, slime molds, and Protozoans under Protista. Chrysophyta. The golden algae or Chrysophytes are a large group of algae found mostly in fresh water as well as in marine environments. This group includes diatoms and golden algae, desmids. They are microscopic and float passively in water currents, plankton. Diatoms are the chief producers in the oceans. Most of them are photosynthetic. In diatoms, the cell walls form two thin overlapping shells which fit together as in a soap box. The walls are embedded with silica and thus the walls are indestructible. Dinoflagellates. The dinoflagellates are a large group of flagellate protists. Nearly half of them are photosynthetic and make up the largest group of eukaryotic algae after diatoms. Most are marine plankton, but they are common in freshwater habitats as well. They appear yellow, green, brown, blue or red due to the main pigments present in their cells. The cell wall has stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface. Most of them have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and the other transversely in a furrow between the wall plates. Euglenoids. The euglenoids are one of the best-known groups of flagellates commonly found in fresh water, especially when it is rich in organic materials with a few marine and endosymbiotic members. Instead of a cell wall, They have a protein-rich layer called pellicle which makes their body flexible. They have two flagella, a short and a long one. Many euglenoids have chloroplasts and produce energy through photosynthesis, but others feed by phagocytosis or strictly by diffusion. Though they are photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight, when deprived of sunlight, they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other smaller organisms. Interestingly, the pigments of euglenoids are identical to those present in higher plants. Example, Euglena. Slime molds. Slime molds are saprophytic protists. Slime molds are fungus-like organisms that use spores to reproduce. During some of slime molds' life cycles, they appear gelatinous part, hence the name slime. Slime molds have been found all over the world and feed on microorganisms that live in any type of dead plant material. These organisms are usually found in soil, lawns, and on the forest floor, commonly on deciduous logs. In tropical areas, they are also common on inflorescences, fruits, and in aerial situations. Example, in the canopy of trees. In urban areas, they are found on mulch or even in the leaf mold in gutters. Most slime molds are smaller than a few centimeters, but some species may reach sizes of up to several square meters and masses of up to 30 grams. Many have striking colors such as yellow, brown, and white. One of the most commonly encountered slime molds, both in nature, in forests in the temperate zones of the earth, as well as in classrooms and laboratories, is the yellow Physarum polycephalum, Protozoans. Protozoa or Cornelius protozoans is derived from Greek words proton, first, plus zoa, animals, singular protozoan. They are microorganisms classified as unicellular eukaryotes. All protozoans are heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. They are believed to be primitive relatives of animals. There are four major groups of protozoans: amoeboid, marine, flagellated, ciliated. Amoeboid protozoans live in fresh water, seawater, or moist soil. They move and capture their prey by putting out pseudopodia, false feet, as in amoeba. Marine forms have silica shells on their surface. Some of them, such as antamoeba, are parasites. Flagellated protozoans are either free-living or parasitic. They have flagella. The parasitic forms cause diseases such as sleeping sickness. Example, trypanosoma. Ciliated protozoans are aquatic, actively moving organisms because of the presence of thousands of cilia. They have a cavity, gullet, that opens to the outside of the cell surface. The coordinated movement of rows of cilia causes the water laden with food to be steered into the gullet. Example, paramecium. Sporozoans include diverse organisms that have an infectious spore-like stage in their life cycle. The most notorious is Plasmodium, malaria parasite, which causes malaria, which has a staggering effect on human population. Kingdom Fungi. It is the kingdom of multicellular heterotrophic decomposers. Example, yeast, muco, agaricus, etc. A fungus occurs in soil, air, water, and parasitic on plants as well as the animals. They are non-chlorophyllous organisms. Their body consists of hyphae. Fungi are unicellular. Example, yeast, which is used to make bread and beer. They are heterotrophic, may be saprophytes or parasites. Cell wall of fungi consists of chitin and polysaccharides. These are spore-producing achlorophyllous organisms like mildew, rhizopus, muco, rust's bracket fungi, morels, and mushrooms. Some fungi cause diseases. Example: rust is caused by Puccinia. The smut is caused by Ustilago. Penicillium produces antibiotic. Fungi make symbiotic association with algae in lichens. Fungi reproduce by fragmentation, fission, budding, conidia, and sexually by oospores, zygospores, ascospores, and basidiospores, etc. Spore-producing bodies are known as the fruiting bodies. There are 4 kinds of fungi: Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. Phycomycetes. Phycomycetes are found in aquatic habitats and on decaying wood in moist and damp places, or as obligate parasites on plants. The mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic. Some common examples are muco, rhizopus, and albugo. Ascomycetes. The Ascomycete are a division phylum of the kingdom Fungi and subkingdom Dicaria. Its members are commonly known as the sac fungi. They are the largest phylum of fungi with over 64,000 species. The defining feature of this fungal group is the ascus, from Greek askos, meaning sac or wineskin, a microscopic sexual structure in which non-motile spores called ascopores are formed. They are saprophytic decomposers, parasitic or caprophilous, growing on dung. Mycelium is branched and septate. The Ascomycetes are relevant to humans as sources for medicinally important compounds such as antibiotics and for making bread, alcoholic beverages, and cheese, but also as pathogens of humans and plants. Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycota is one of the 2 large phyla that, together with the Ascomycota, comprise the subkingdom Dicaria, often referred to as the higher fungi within the kingdom Fungi. Basidiomycota include mushrooms, puffballs, stinkhorns, bracket fungi, other polypores, jelly fungi, bollets, chanterelles, earth stars, smuts, buns, rusts, mirror yeasts, and the human pathogenic yeast, Cryptococcus. They grow in soil, on logs and tree stumps, and in living plant bodies as parasites. Example: rusts and smuts. The mycelium is branched and septate. Basidiomycota are filamentous fungi composed of hyphae except for those forming yeasts. The basidiospores are exogenously produced on the basidium. The basidia are arranged in fruiting bodies called basidiocarps. Some common members are agaricus, mushroom, ustilago, smut, and Puccinia, rust fungus. Deuteromycetes. The Deuteromycota, Greek for second fungi, were once considered a formal phylum of the kingdom Fungi. There are about 25,000 species that have been classified in the Deuteromycota. The fungi imperfecti, or imperfect fungi, also known as Deuteromycota, are fungi. Fungi producing the antibiotic penicillin, and those that cause athlete's foot and yeast infections are imperfect fungi. Some members are saprophytes or parasites, while a large number of them are decomposers of litter and help in mineral cycling. Some examples are Alternaria, Collectotrichum, and Trichoderma. Did you know? Carl Woese in 2000 said, "The incredible diversity of life on this planet, most of which is microbial, is best understood in an evolutionary framework." Carl Woese won National Medal of Science in November 2000. Basis of classification of Protista is organs of locomotion. Goldfuss gave the name protozoa to unicellular protist animals. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Bacteria may be autotrophic or heterotrophic in their mode of nutrition. Kingdom Protista includes all single-celled eukaryotes such as Chrysophytes, Dinoflagellates, Euglenoids, slime molds, and Protozoans. Protists have defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. They reproduce both asexually and sexually. Members of Kingdom Fungi show a great diversity in structures and habitat. Most fungi are saprophytic in their mode of nutrition. Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, and Deuteromycetes are the 4 classes under this kingdom.